Cheers.
Cheers.
Hello, Colorado. This is John Barrett with I Love Colorado Beer podcast. Today on our show, we have, for the third time, Ross Bowdy. Ross is putting on the Winter Craft Beer Festival here in Boulder. And Ross, I want the Winter Craft Beer Festival elevator pitch. Go.
Awesome. Well, thanks for having me first off, John. It is fun to have gone through this journey with you as we've started Winter Craft Beer Festival over the last 3 years and as we come up on year 3. Quick elevator pitch. We wanted to do something in the winter that celebrated a lot of the styles that aren't around for summer festivals, and really felt like Boulder didn't have a good amount of brew festivals happening, and so we just went for it, and our pitch is basically, come check out a ton of great beer, have a ton of fun, in a time where you're kind of feeling like you need to hibernate. And so our goal is get up off your couch, do something fun on a random February Saturday, and come and have fun with over 50 breweries and lots of other good nonsense.
I like it. And like you say, there's not a lot of festivals in the winter, so it's a great reason to have a beer festival. So
Absolutely.
As a Coloradoan, I thank you.
Oh, well, goodness.
So
just doing my duty.
Right, of course. So you're a craft beer fan duty, of course. So issues that you had in the first year, second year, that you're going to fix this year?
First issue that comes to mind is our first year, 6 weeks before our venue bailed on us.
That's awesome.
So we scrambled, and thank you to the people at University of Colorado that they stepped up and opened up Coors Event Center for us. And it was a scramble and a mad dash, and we just didn't want to lose the momentum of starting this when we felt like it had a purpose. And so year 2 came around, and we had a great time working with CU, but the issue that arose was we ran out of booth space. We capped it at 40 breweries. We had about 8 or 10 sponsors and vendors on site, and we literally could not have squeezed another table into the space. And so as we were looking at year 3, that was a big problem to figure out. When we had our first vision of this, it was to have it be a festival of about 50 to 60 breweries. We knew that wasn't going to be year 1, but that was kind of the goal. And so when we realized, wow, this space looks really big, but when you actually start walking it and pacing it off, it just wasn't enough for where we wanted to brew. And so we looked into different things, and we feel like we've accomplished a fix of moving it to 29th Street and doing some really creative things that people, I think, will be surprised by.
Well, that's great. I'm really excited to talk about the new location. I'm curious about that. Was that new location, was that decision made based on being able to fit enough breweries into the festival that you wanted to go?
Yeah, it was a combo of things. But the biggest thing was wanting to hit that vision of amount of breweries, amount of community engagement outside of just breweries being there, and then third, getting to the capacity to have the amount of people coming to our breweries think it's worth the time.
Sure.
And so we really feel like we found these 3 things in our partnership with 29th Street, and it takes some creativity to think about throwing a beer fest essentially in a parking structure, and especially in the winter because there's a lot of question marks. But because of the space, there's a ceiling, so we are protected there, but also it just we put up walls where we want to put up walls.
Right.
And so that was a really attractive thing for us of being able to adapt and grow, and we think this has the potential of being the long-term location.
Sure.
And so, as you're growing a beer fest, and I went to a conference about people throwing live events, and it's like, hey, years 1 and years 2, you're kind of doing this, but your long-term vision has to be, attainable, and we really feel like our partnership at 29th Street has that long-term availability.
Right. So it's going to be at 29th Street Park and Garage. Give us the layout. Tell us about that.
Yeah. So one of the things that's unique about their space is there's actually part of the mall where the movie theater is that is technically below ground, where the rest of the mall is. So there's a main entrance into this parking area from the main street level.
Where the flagpoles are.
Where the flagpoles are and the big globe, fun-looking thing. And so we're going to be taking tickets up there and moving people down in, and I think people are going to be real surprised as they go down that it doesn't feel like a place where there were cars parked the day before.
Right.
It's going to be unique and different, and we're doing our best to come up with a lot of creative elements to make you forget it's a parking structure. But we also kind of like the idea of a little bit against the grain, a little bit of breaking the rules that go
underground.
In line, underground, and that go in line with kind of some of the values that I think craft beer hold tightly to. And so expect the unexpected is what I would say.
So along those same lines, what's the clientele? What's the target audience that you're looking for?
Yeah, when we really looked into getting into this space, one of the things that we wanted to create a vision of what it is we wanted to be long term, and we wanted to be very beer focused in our event. And so we feel like we have a similar clientele to GABF, where the beer matters. We don't want to be a concert that also has beer. Great idea.
Right.
Not knocking that.
Right.
That's just not what we wanted to be. And so one of the fun things about the move this year is we actually can have a live music move. So there will be live music. But we are doing it in a way that you still can have a conversation with the brewer about their beer.
Brewers will be there serving the beer.
Yeah, I mean, not every brewery will have their brewer there, but every booth is manned by people who work at that brewery.
Okay, so they'll have information about the beer and they can tell you.
They know their stuff.
Sure.
They're going to tell you about it. What's going on, and so we feel that there's a similarity, but it's a little bit more accessible in the size and the cost.
Right.
Hey, I go to GABF and I think it's amazing, and I don't complain about the cost. So,
right.
But there's definitely we're the same time frame as GABF as far as the session length.
Yep.
And so we feel like we can deliver a tiny taste of that in a smaller version, while not really being small.
Right. Right. Yeah. Having your own nice space there. Yeah. So, tell us about the games that you're going to have there, about food trucks. Tell us about sort of the outside of the beer lines that you're going to have.
Yeah. So one of the wonderful accidents of moving venues was being able to engage with food trucks, with different vendors that we couldn't get into the CU space. And so we are going to have 5 or 6 food trucks that are all across the board, Mexican food, barbecue, burgers, hot dogs, all things that are good things to have in you when you're going to taste a lot of beer.
Some food at some point is probably a good idea.
Absolutely. Games, we're trying to be real creative this year and do some fun things that sort of fall in line with the winter theme.
Sure.
But I'm going to leave that to surprise.
Okay.
And part of that is when you plan a festival, you're not totally ready a month out. Anyway. We're going to have a live band. We're going to have, KBCO is sponsoring this year again. And so in between band stuff, we'll be having a playlist that KBCO has given us, and we'll be doing a lot of fun things like that. Hazel's is one of our major sponsors, and we have loved our partnership with them from the beginning, just like you guys. They've been there from year one. And they've got a lot of creative ideas they're coming out with to engage with our attendees and also engage with the brewers and encourage people to do stuff. And so there's going to be a lot of opportunities to have fun besides just drinking beer. We've had a couple other things at our festivals like Oscar Blues Silent Disco in the past, and And so we're hoping for some of those kind of sneaky elements to come into play. But like I said, a month out, it's still a question mark, but
Surprise.
it'll be great.
It's a surprise.
It'll be great.
Yeah. So last year you had the People's Choice Award.
Yes.
Tell us, are you going to do that again this year?
Absolutely.
Okay.
This has become part of our DNA. We did not pull the trigger on it year one. A couple reasons for it. But we decided there was some sort of value to having people engage. And I would say it twofold. One, brewers want to win.
Yeah, of course they do.
And so they're going to bring at least one style that is going to blow your mind. Along with a couple other beers. But, I mean, it's just going to be great. And two, we think the people who go to these events should be heard. We are the people paying for these all-you-can sample. We want to know what crazy saison somebody's coming up with, what crazy smoked beer, like what's the next thing, chili infused, whatever. And so we want to hear from you, and the brewers want to hear from you. They want to know. There's nothing wrong with people who've done the certification to be an actual beer judge.
Right.
We applaud them.
Right.
However, we also buy beer at liquor stores, and we're fans. And so we think it's great feedback. We had an amazing turnout of people who actually voted last year. You just never know what you're going to get, but we had 80% of the attendees vote.
Really?
It was awesome.
Wow.
And a brewery came out of nowhere for me. I had never heard of them. Week of, said, do you have any space? We had just had a cancellation because we ran out of space.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Weldworks Brewing out of Greeley came in, crushed it. And they ran away with it. And to me, that's the power of something like this.
Right.
And now, everywhere you turn, Weldworks is being talked about. They're doing great things. And so we just want to encourage that kind of movement, that kind of growth. And we think it's a super fun way for people to engage.
Well, I remember at year one, I interviewed the brewers from Weldwork, and they said that was actually the first interview they had ever done.
Nice.
At year one. So, yep, that's impressive. So how many breweries are coming?
So right now we're at 52.
Okay.
That may change up or down 3 or so.
Sure.
Down at this point, not really, but we've probably added 3 a week for the last couple of weeks.
Wow.
And we have space.
Yeah.
And so, if a few more want to reach out, we could probably accommodate. But we're excited. 52 from 8 states, from Delaware to Hawaii.
Wow.
It's really
Impressive.
a full boat. It's humbling because we reach out to whoever we think are doing good things, and it's fun to see them come out and support it.
Right. Well, when we talk about setting up this interview, I promised that I wouldn't put you on the spot.
Yep.
So next question is, which brewery is the best?
That's the dumbest question you've ever asked. I mean, everyone has their favorites, and that's the fun of this. And I have personal friends that are the brewers or the owners of certain ones, so I cannot say because I will not be friends with them anymore.
Okay, all right. So,
But what I will say is we have 10 to 15 breweries that if they were showing up to a beer fest in another state, people would be lining up to just taste their stuff. I mean, where we're at right now, people are excited to taste what Avery Brewing is doing. But, Avery, all the other ones that are local, Dogfish Head, Maui out of Hawaii, like I was saying, all of them would have a different answer for who they're liking what's going on. And so, what's fun is it's up to you guys to come and tell me who's the best. Last year it was Weldworks, so I'm waiting to hear from them.
That's right. Let the people decide.
Yeah.
Power to the people. The nice thing about being underground is you can control the climate.
Yes.
So even if it's freezing outside, you guys will be able to control the temperature
Exactly.
there. So yeah, it's going to be great no matter what. Tell us about Community Cycles.
Yes. From the beginning, we were like, we want a nonprofit. We want this to be bigger than us. We want it to be bigger than craft. And part of it was going, if we're going to dive into this craft space, what are some of their values that we want to adopt? And every craft brewery I've ever met is involved in their community. They are giving back. They're doing all sorts of things. And so we're like, we need a nonprofit involved. We didn't know at the time that we needed a nonprofit involved. However, that's just been a super fun thing. We've had different nonprofits every year, and this year, as we were interviewing different potentials, Community Cycles just rose to the top. And they are a Boulder-based nonprofit. They are advocates for people getting on bikes and not getting in cars to get around town. It's bigger than Boulder. It goes all different places. And it fits the values of craft beer as well. Of craft breweries want you to live your life. They want you to get off your couch. They want you to get outside and experience things. I think about Upslope, who's one of the great Boulder breweries. They do a backcountry taproom event every fall for the last couple of years, where you go and you hike high in the mountains, and there's a taproom for you at the end of the hike. That is a core value of a majority of craft breweries. And so, from my perspective, I go, these guys fit amazingly well with everyone being able to get on board with their vision. We all want to be a part of making our world a better place, and we can all agree that the less we drive, the more we'll have mountains to experience. And so, and maybe not every one of you is going to agree to that, but it still counts. And they have been a joy to work with. They are amazingly professional and do just an amazing job partnering with us in this. And we hope to scratch them a pretty large check at the end of this.
Well, that would be nice.
Yeah.
So the event's rain or shine, correct?
Yes.
How can people prepare to come to the event?
Great question. Check the weather. We will be protected from any moisture. So even if it's raining or snowing, it won't be on us.
Right.
And we are taking the proper steps to heat the space, to bring in extra patio heating elements that you would see at different places, if that's the case. But I would also say dress appropriately.
Right.
Bring your hoodies, bring your mittens, bring your stocking caps if the weather calls. And so, but we feel, as we've looked at the space and the different elements we're bringing in, you show up, there's going to be multiple thousands of people, you're going to be fun.
Right. On your website, you list several different ways that people can get to the event, right? So you list Uber, Lyft, C-Trip, RTD. Other than that, and bring a friend. Name 3 ways people can get to the event. Go.
Community Cycles would like me to say, ride your bike.
There you go.
Maybe
good.
leave your bike there afterwards and take one of those other things home. Or go out into 29th Street or the neighboring area and have a bite to eat, take a few hours, sober up, be smart. Another way I would say is live really close to 29th Street and walk. We're actually doing an event at one of the apartment complexes that's right there, because we want to engage with the community that's right around it.
Right.
And then this really isn't transportation too, but I would say we are announcing our partner hotel in the next week. And so maybe get there however the heck you want and buy a hotel room at our partner hotel where you can get there safely without any help, and be smart, because while craft beer is such a joy, the one thing all of us in the industry don't want is for people to make a bad decision and get behind the wheel and have too much to drink.
Right. Everybody loves craft beer, but you have to make smart decisions.
Completely, 100%. And we're all a part of, when I first started craft brewing festivals, one of the things people said is, man, that's going to be crazy, it's going to be out of control. 2 years in, we feel like we couldn't have better people who show up, and who understand their own limits, that understand what the point of sampling craft beer is about. And we've had 0 incidents in 2 years of people getting out of hand or leaving. And yeah, knock on wood, but I think you guys know what you're doing.
Right.
And for
Yeah.
me, that was part of the reason why I wanted to be involved.
Right. Well,
These people are good people.
sure. Of course, they're craft beer lovers.
Yeah.
Of course they are. Yeah. So, one of the people that we interviewed last year at the festival
Okay.
was some of the security guards,
Ah.
police officers that were there. We asked them about the clientele, the people that were there sampling the beers, and they said, this is one of the largest gatherings of happy drunks that they've ever seen. And they didn't have any issues, like you say. I mean,
Yep.
craft beer fans are great people in general all the way around. So,
Completely
cheers,
agree.
craft beer fans.
Yeah. Well
Thank
done.
you. Thank you for being who you are. All right, what did we miss? Anything that people want to know that we haven't yet talked about?
Keep your eyes open. Like our page on Facebook, Winter Craft Beer Festival on Facebook, or our website, which is wintercraftbeerfestival.com. I know it's a lot to type in, but you'll find us that way. Or go to ilovecoloradobeer.com and get an easy link. That's
right.
an even better
That's
idea.
right.
But really, at this point, we just are wanting people to come together. I mean, the variety of beer that will be on site in a month's time will rival, I would say, any beer festival in the country. As far as styles, types, different takes on different styles, I mean, it's going to be excellent. And so come, have fun, bring a friend. Or 7. Either way, but just be smart about how you come and how you leave.
Right. So you said there was going to be surprises. Tell us all the surprises. All right. So how can people find tickets? More information,
Yeah.
Facebook, all the social media.
Yeah, so one, if you're watching this podcast on ilovecoloradobeer.com or their Facebook page, just click right on the link that's going to be there
Somewhere.
somewhere. He'll make it happen.
Yeah.
I
It'll be
believe
here.
in that.
It'll be here.
And enter the code COBEER, COBEER, and that will save you $5 off of either GA or VIP tickets. And also be checking our website and our Facebook and join our newsletter, whatever you want to do, because we are announcing our VIP gift package this week. It's gonna be pretty nice.
Now VIP gets in an hour early, right?
They get an hour early, but we put on the website gift bag
Okay.
as part of what you get.
Okay.
And we're actually announcing the pieces that will be in there this week.
Nice.
So stay tuned. It's going to be awesome.
What's your @sign and hashtags and all that?
Yeah. So on Instagram we're at Wintercraft Beer Festival, and on Twitter we're at Wintercraft Beer. So follow us there. I will apologize, we don't do a ton on Twitter, but Instagram and Facebook, you can find us and do lots of stuff.
They're out there. They're easy to find.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Ross, thank you so much for doing the interview with us, but also thank you so much for giving us something to do in the winter with our craft beer fans.
Yeah, and I would also say for all of you ladies looking for the best Valentine's Day present ever, just saying, it's 2 weeks before.
That's right. It's really close.
11 days, actually. So,
Less than 2 weeks. Okay.
I mean, I'm giving you a chance to win. Anyway, thank you, John.
Cheers.
Always a pleasure, man.
Yeah.
Pleasure, man.
Yeah.
Pleasure, man.
Yeah.